You know, one of the best things that we do at Your New Dentist is we teach, we don't sell. And we love the fact that we have long-standing relationships with our clients over many years. And I love having a good old chat. I love finding out about our clients. I love learning new things from our clients. And so when it comes to this kind of content, I've actually opened the floor up to our clients. You know, when you're normally sitting in the dentist chair, and I've been guilty of this myself, we've got our hands in your mouth and the suction and the cotton rolls and all of the things, and we're having a great old conversation and you can't reply. So we thought we'd bring the balance of power back a little bit. So I've actually asked all of my clients for the last couple of months even to pose a question if they'd like me to answer a question. And it can be about anything. So I'm about to dive in and grab a question and we'll find out what the clients would like to know. Here's the question. How do you handle or deal with people who are shit scared and tend to avoid or run? Great question. You're my favorite kind of people. I've been part of the dental industry now for about 35 years. And there's nothing really that would surprise me in terms of the stories that I've heard about people's experiences that have left an indelible mark, a permanent mark in their subconscious. You know, anything that happens to us in the first 7 years of our life is critical in terms of forming our worldview, how we trust, how we come to understand communication. And when that trust is breached, it leaves a really deep, dare I say, wound in the subconscious, and it can take a lot of effort to reprogram that. And so in fact, people who are scared are my most favorite people. The courage it even takes for you to pick up the phone, to make the phone call, to make the appointment, then show up to the appointment, and then I'm so deeply in awe of that kind of courage. And I will never disrespect that. Your vulnerability in even coming to see us is so deeply admired. I love the fact that when we meet like that together, that we can start a really important conversation and learn to, again, reconnect and learn to trust again. And it might take a few visits. We might take the tiniest little steps forward, yet we'll get you there. It's a reciprocal relationship. I do my bit, you do your bit. We'll always make sure that you're in the driver's seat, insofar as being able to ask as many questions as you like, really taking as much time as you need, and also exploring options and alternatives across a broad range of ways of managing treatment. So yeah, if you do need some pre-medication, sometimes we'll use that. We might even say, hey, have you gone and seen a hypnotherapist if this trauma or this phobia you have is really impacting other parts of your life? We are really good at meeting people where they're at, and then perhaps just pushing the envelope a tiny little bit to make sure that, again, you're safe, we're safe, you get the treatment you need. Most importantly, zero judgment. I know times in my life where I've been really scared to do something, and if it wasn't for the people around me encouraging me without being judgy, I never would have made some of the most important leaps in my life. Zero judgment. We listen and we genuinely care. At Your New Dentist, we actually care about people more than teeth. If you're scared, it's perfectly normal. It's super common. And I'm more than 100% confident that we'll get you over that hump and you'll come to learn to understand how strong and how courageous and how powerful you actually are.